I was poor, but once a week, I put on a designer dress and some diamond jewelry. Then, I would get into a rented luxury car and go to the most exclusive party in the city. There, I was known as a socialite. Women looked at me with envy, and men often complimented me.
Hey, Susie, maybe we can have a dinner together later?
That was Leo. He was nice, but he was preventing me from doing what I was there to do. I needed rich guys, real money bags, and convince them to open up their checkbook wasn't easy. As the story goes, I was raising money for my father's project, a zoology professor saving lemurs in Madagascar.
What exactly do you do?
I told him that I treated animals and added a couple of tearful stories that I had prepared in advance. I received quite a lot of compliments, and the tycoon finally parted with his money. Having gotten what I wanted, I left.
Wanna grab some dinner, gorgeous?
Sorry, Leo. My flight to Madagascar is in 2 hours. Having returned the rental car, I hopped on a train. Went home and slept like a log. The next morning, I went to work, washing dishes at a diner. A week later, everything would happen all over again. However, one of the waiters called me into the hall.
Susie, someone is asking about you.
Thinking nothing of it, I went out and saw my admirer. Leo was angry and grabbed me by the hand. He was offended and asked me why a professor's daughter was working as a dishwasher.
Wanna know how I found out? I was waiting for you at the airport check-in, but you didn't show up, so I knew you weren't going anywhere.
Leo wanted to call the police, but I asked him to give me a chance to explain and invited him to my place. At first, Leo thought I wanted to run away. Then, he believed I was trying to seduce him. Leo, don't make stuff up. I'm just trying to save your pretty face. I don't want it to be smashed in by any of these people. I was lying. In my neighborhood, everyone knew me and loved me. But people like him, when Leo walked in, he was stunned.
What do you spend the money on? Why is it so poor?
I led Leo to the window and showed him what I spent the tycoon's money on. I was actually using it for charity. Food for Woodwick family, prosthetics for Miss Glow's, school clothes for the Castandi brothers. I showed Leo all the checks and how I didn't take a cent for myself. He still didn't believe me.
What about your luxurious dress? And the diamonds? Why are you lying to me?
None of those belonged to me. The Woodwicks found shoes that were my size at the second-hand store. The dress was Miss Glow's, as she used to be married to a rich man. As for the jewelry set, it belonged to the Castandi brothers' grandmother, which she had saved for a rainy day. Leo didn't understand why I had to lie. Why I had to make up a story about my father and some lemurs. The answer was simple. Rich people prefer to ignore the problems of the poor. I wrote to tycoons, the ones I took money from. But they never replied. They didn't want to get dirty. They were much more willing to give their money to a pretty girl who worked on protecting animals.
But it's still a scam. I can't let you do this anymore.
I was afraid he would send me to the jail, but instead, Leo created a charitable foundation that focused on helping the less fortunate. Leo was not only generous, but also kind. I let him know that my neighbors had a new hero.
Really? Then maybe you won't say no to a dinner with a hero?
We went on a date, and then another one. 3 months later, he proposed to me. Leo suggested that instead of spending money on a lavish celebration, we should give it to those who needed it the most. Look around, and you will always find someone in a worse situation than you. Someone who needs your help.